Hello everyone, Ricky here with another Exploring Operating Systems. Yay! Put the fanfare up. But yes, for the time that this is probably going out, I just wanted to say hope we had a very Merry Christmas, and whatever you did for Boxing Day, I hope it was fun. Have a meal or whatever you love to do, that is great. Now, just want to say welcome back to this series if you are new or an old viewer of some sort. I just want to say welcome back. Here we were going to be looking at another Windows system, something very interesting. You probably see, there's probably like 101 other videos you can watch on YouTube about this, but I wanted to make my own video, just talk about some stuff and somewhat reacting to some other comments on this OS that I somewhat disagree with in some way or another, but here we go. We are going to be looking at Windows Embedded POSReady 2009. Basically this is a Windows Embedded system. If this will work, it'll be so helpful. A Windows Embedded system designed on top of Windows XP, and I'm very sorry for that very scratchy sound. Thanks for the pop-up. But here we go. This is the desktop. Not too different from Windows XP, if you're familiar with that. Nice sort of wallpaper and everything else. You've got a nice visual style going on here with a very sharp, dark blue theme to it. But I think it's actually called Corporate Blue. I could be wrong. Here we go. This is the start menu. Very, 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 very dark blue. And it's got of course it's 2008, so about this time Windows Vista was new-ish. 2 years brand new, and everyone hated it. But here we go. It's got this kind of glossy look to it, similar in a way to the royal blue theme used in another version of Windows XP called Windows XP Media Center Edition. What we call royal blue, the theme. Kind of glossy. You got the buttons that look a bit glossy. Got Windows Media Player and everything else, but most of it is the same. But it's a little bit minimal. I've got VM VirtualBox. That's explanatory because I've got the additions installed. It's very minimal. It's not got any games and stuff in it. That is basically self-explanatory. I've got this thing in the recycle bin called TweakNT, by the way. That will be important later. But here we go. This is basically POSReady 2009, and to prove that that's what it is, here we go. And it recognises itself as Windows XP, which is probably because maybe the code at some point in stage is literally built on top of Windows XP code. I don't know. Well, it's built on top of Windows XP embedded, and this is basically what the system is. Now, this episode is special in a somewhat way, because most of the time when I make these videos, make this series, this series is mostly made up of stuff when I just wing what I'm saying and everything else and just say, oh look at this, oh look at that. This is going to be the first episode that is completely powered by a Wikipedia article. So here we go. I'm just going to be reading this out of the Wikipedia page. I'll probably leave it in the description, I don't know yet, but here we go. So Windows Embedded Industry, this is the Wikipedia article. So Windows Embedded Industry, formerly known as Windows Embedded POSReady and Windows Embedded for Point of Service, WePOS, is an operating system subfamily developed by Microsoft as part of the Windows Embedded family of products. Based on Windows NT, Windows NT Embedded Industry is designed for use in industrial devices such as cash registers, automated teller machines or ATMs, and self-service checkouts. Self-service checkouts and cash registers being like tills, as we call them in the UK, and self-service checkouts being stuff you see in big supermarkets, like in the UK being Asda or Tesco, or in America I'm not too sure, but you know, feel free to tell me if that's true or not, because I don't live in America. Walmart, which Asda used to be owned by Walmart, but that's another thing altogether. Windows Embedded 8.1 Industry was the last release, with Windows 10 Internet of Things Enterprise superseding both Windows Embedded Industry and Embedded Standard. and there is a slot here for Windows Embedded POSReady 2009. I'm just going to be a little bit mumbly here, I'm sorry about that, but based on XP with Service Pack 3, this version offers more features over embedded for point of service, such as full localization and XPS, what was that, XAML or something? Yeah, it's XAML. Support if .NET Framework 3.5 or higher is installed. Embedded POSReady 2009 was released in December 2008, hence why the royal blue-esque theme to it, the darker theme to it, is present. Prior to XP's end of support, Windows XP users have reported that a manipulation of regedit on their operating system can be used to trick Windows and update into thinking that Windows XP is Windows POSReady 2009. With POS support having ended, POSReady 2009 and Embedded Standard 2009 and only XP derivatives still firstly supported. There we go. Let me just take a breather. So this is that. This is that. So anyway, we're just going to have a quick little bit of look around of this. I'm just going to close Recycle Bin. So I'm just going to start off with right clicking here. So I'm going to show you some of the wallpapers that are on here. So this is not the one that comes out of the box. I've already had a little bit of play about with this. So this is, I'm going to look at some of the wallpapers now. So I'm going to go into, yeah, I've called the PC Aontri PC, but web wallpaper. So if this is POSReady, then what is this? Apply. Stretch, and that is that wallpaper, just with the logo on it. Now, where am I now? Just go back onto here. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And now it's in the corner. Please work with me. Embedded POSReady 2009. There we go. And as I say, I've got to say, the design is very modern looking, very corporate. Now I'm going to look back and see what this theme is called again. Embedded style. I'm pretty sure it's called corporate. POSReady theme. Now, Zune theme was released. Royal Noir is what this is called apparently. There's a quick Google search I just made there. So basically, for those that are wondering what is an embedded system, basically I'm just going to get this extract up from I think it's called Tech Target. An embedded operating system is a specialized OS used for in the computers built into larger systems. An embedded system is a computer that is part of a different kind of machine. So not your de facto laptops, desktop computers, gaming PCs and so forth. That is not what this is designed for. This is designed for, as mentioned before, ATMs and cash registers, but the ones that have computers kind of thing, with touchscreens and everything else. And funnily enough, when it comes to the setup process, it's a lot different. It's a lot more like Windows Vista as compared to the Windows XP setup system, and it's got some options similar to that of Windows 9X. I'll get to that later when it comes to this. But Windows 9X, when you set up, say for instance Windows 98, when you set that up, you've got options of being able to disable or enable certain features, most in the case of applications. When it comes to like wallpapers and applications and games and so forth. There are a few options, one of which is called POSReady, or point of service. And I think that's basically just an option for an add-on to, I'm just trying to think, I think it's for a .NET Framework, but that is that. Now I've seen a lot of people on YouTube basically a little bit upset that the fact that it's actually lackluster and everything else, but keep in mind you, even though Windows XP Professional was meant to be a better clarified version of Windows, where the Home Edition was supposed to be for low-end laptops and everything else, which is kind of weird. Nowadays, when you think of home editions of operating systems, it's just different layers of the same operating system and different. I'm trying to think. Sorry, different flavors, where each different flavor has new components. Everyone just seemed to flock to Windows XP Professional for whatever reason. But as I say, of course, why is that flickering? But anyways, sorry, I don't know if that's going to be flickering when you see this, but I'm seeing flickering on the screen here. But so there's not that much stuff to go by. There's no games or anything, but it's not supposed to be for games. It's supposed to be for your workplace when you're using a till, for instance. Most people who use it as a till operating system probably don't even know that all this stuff is going on here, because it's probably been disabled. So that people can basically just use the software that your boss or the manager or the IT department put onto it, so you can actually use it as a till with the touchscreen buttons and everything else. Yes, that's actually another option you can get in the setup as well. You can actually get options to add touchscreen support and everything else, because of course the digital tills have like touch screens even. I'm just trying to think for that. So that's what that is. Funnily enough, most people think that the first iPad was the first ever flat screen computer device that you can touch the screen and everything else, called a tablet computer. I'm sorry to say, but tablet computers actually predate Apple by even about 15 years. The first iPad came out in, I think it was 2006. Tell me if I'm wrong. Chime down below if I'm wrong. Anyway, but yeah, the first tablet or touchscreen computers probably date about late 1980s. Windows 3.1 had a tablet version called, I think it was literally called Windows 3.1 for pen computing, which is basically a version of Windows 3.1 with touch features. And there was actually tablets that were released in 2001 by Microsoft, or no Microsoft, other people basically, who produced these little tablets that run Windows XP, for instance, that were initially marketed at the home, but nobody was interested in them. So they took on a business approach. There was actually a version of XP called Windows XP Tablet Edition. Tablet PC Edition, sorry. And it had like touch features and everything else. You had like stuff like the journal applications and everything else. Some of the stuff, the same stuff you see in Windows 7. But by default, Windows 7 as is tablet friendly, because it's got bigger it's got a bigger taskbar, it's got bigger icons and everything else. It's more touch friendly, if you know what I mean. And then you've got Windows 8, which is supposed to be touch friendly, but is a bit between. Windows 10, it's got the start screen and everything else, quite an interesting little thing. But there you go. That is a Windows Embedded POSReady 2009. Woof! My flaming tongue is dry. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. A lot of people being annoyed that, heck, this is people have also, when it comes to this, right, TweakNT. Basically, for those that don't know what TweakNT is, it's basically just a little tool or applet that you can download online, and it's supposed to modify the time bomb for a Windows system. And basically what the time bomb is when you are trying out even just general trial software, like game trials and everything else, like when you're testing something out when it's in beta, for instance, you'll have like a timed quest kind of thing where you can actually like test out the game before the next update comes out, or for private testing. So you've got like 30 days to test this out. POSReady 2009 is actually quite generous with its testing period. I think it's literally a year, 180 days I think, before the time bomb breaks off. So TweakNT breaks that. Earlier Windows systems going before Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows Me, and everything else, the betas, the tweak-nt system would have worked for you there, because basically what it does is it removes a tag. There's a little tag at the bottom that tells you when the time bomb stops, and also like stuff like the version number and everything else. Why is that flickering? Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. There's stuff keeps flickering on the screen here. I don't know if you can see that. Please let me know if you can see the flickering. I'll probably see it in editing. But anyways, the little time bomb thing, Windows NT and everything else, basically the stuff you see on the WinVer system, on the WinVer app. Basically the stuff along the lines of this. You can see that there. And of course, as I say, it still recognises itself as Windows XP, because basically there's no modifications of this. There's the login screen. The login screen is the same actually. That is actually true, but the for God's sake, the boot screen, sorry, is basically the same as Windows XP. And no, going into that kind of thing as well. I've seen quite a lot of people on YouTube call Windows Embedded POSReady 2009 piece of shit ready 2009. No, it's not. Well, if it is a piece of shit, it's designed to be a piece of shit because of the fact that it's not designed to be used in the home. But people are still complaining that it's a load of rubbish because, heck, it's not to be used on my own computer, but I'm going to use it anyways, kind of thing. Sorry, but I'm just I get a little bit annoyed at that kind of stuff. It's not designed for that, but heck, I'm just a boring pleb on the internet who's talking about this kind of stuff. That is just me. But this is tweak-nt here. That is basically what that is. So it kills the time bomb, and it basically stops the expiration date from occurring. But a lot of people have complained that this doesn't actually work. And why does that not work? Well, going back to the whole time bomb system, there is a. I'm trying to explain this. Beta versions of Windows, when you go to test them, of course they'll have a timed system in place so you can test it before it breaks off. You're not supposed to use it as your main day-to-day operating system, because Microsoft are trying to get you to buy it, for instance, and also they're not going to carry on supporting a beta version of the system because it's going to act like its own version of the system instead of being a part of the one that Microsoft are supporting at the current time. So basically what happens is, of course, they put the time bomb system in place, but because of Windows systems, even beta versions of Windows XP, they have the product activation service in place. So basically that's more or less double the situations that needed for the time bomb to go off. So I'm trying to explain this. It's really, even beta versions of Windows XP, like you have the time system going off. So there's stuff on YouTube you can use, which I can't believe I'm advertising this right now. But if you really want to, there is stuff on YouTube you can use. Basically, if you've ever watched those videos on YouTube, like how to activate Windows XP and everything else, basically it's just a registry modification. I don't know if it actually works, because POSReady is actually newer than Windows XP, so there might be additional stuff in place that Microsoft put in place to make sure there's no piracy going on. Piracy is a crime, keep in mind. But there's stuff on YouTube you can use to basically activate Windows XP. So I'm pretty sure that might work on this as well, because it's basically the same thing. I don't know about Windows 7. There's other things you have to do with the Windows 7 because it's a different system altogether, different systems in place for anti-piracy. But yeah, if that's the thing you want to go through, I just gave you an idea for it. But hey ho. But that is that. I forgot to show you this. This is basically the screensaver. I think I've showed you this, but this is that. This is basically the Windows XP screensaver, which has been modified and tampered with. Windows Embedded POSReady 2009, just with the Windows logo kind of thing. And if I wait long enough, the logo may go into the corner. You know, like that DVD thing you see on YouTube, where the DVD logo seems to go in the corner, but it always seems to miss. We'll find out in a minute if it does that. Maybe it might, maybe it might not. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Waiting. I've had enough of this now. There we go. So that is Windows Windows Embedded POSReady 2009. That is a flaming mouthful. I am sorry. I'm sorry if I've said a few things that have annoyed people and everything else. I am completely sorry. But with that being said, I hope you have had. Ooh, get a deep breather. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, and I hope you have a very Happy New Year. With that being said, I'm going to go and take a breather now. I'm going to leave you and to enjoy your day. I am Ricky. This is Exploring Operating Systems. Please, if you're new and watching this, please click the subscribe button and also click the bell if you're if you want to keep getting updates for this series. With that being said, I am Ricky. I will see you next time. Bye. I'm going to shut this down now and cha-ching. I will shut you down.